think I've just fallen in love with you all over again.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 100 greatest romance movies of all time.
So, without further ado...
Breathe. Just breathe.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most romantic films in history. We'll be focusing on live-action flicks, so sorry to all you Beauty and the Beast fans out there. Watch out for spoilers, and let us know if we missed any of your favorite love fests in the comments below. Number 100. Set It Up. We've arguably been in a bit of a rom-com drought of late, so we have to appreciate the good ones when they come. And 2018 Set It Up was definitely a high point in a sea of lows.
It is in my possession. I got this.
Oh, are you okay?
I'm fine.
No, I'm tugging on my pizza.
Glenn Powell and Zoe Deutsch are assistants who team up to try and make their bosses less high-strung by getting them together. Of course, while playing matchmaker, the two end up falling in love themselves.
Love this fight thing when there are all these, like all these reasons why it shouldn't work out.
What really pushes Set It Up over the edge is the undeniable chemistry between Powell and Deutsch. The energy between them leaps off the screen in a way that reminds us of the rom-com pairings of yore, and we're here for it.
You are unbelievably bad at beer pong.
You're a sore winner. And you use too many exclamation points.
And yet,
Number 99. The Princess Switch. Vanessa Hudgens has been such a comforting constant in our lives for so long. First with the High School Musical franchise, and later by becoming the queen of Netflix holiday fare. The most important film from that second category is, without a doubt, 2018's The Princess Switch.
Who are you?
Hudgens embodies both Stacy and Lady Margaret, two identical-looking people leading opposite lives. They trade places, and love blooms.
I was worried about us. About the wedding, about not knowing who you are. But after today, I'm not worried anymore.
You really are Prince Charming.
The romantic comedy was so successful, it spawned not one, but two sequels. In those, Hudgens got to flex her chops further by adding a third character, Lady Fiona, to the mix.
The truth is, I've always wanted to be you. Just got carried away this time.
There's no denying the trilogy is great fun. We have to say, though, nothing quite beats the charm of the original.
I guess Christmas wishes really do come true.
Number 98. The Lovebirds. Sometimes love needs a little action and chaos.
I was driving and we broke up and I got distracted and I ran through a red light just when the bus crash came in. A weird mustache. I helped him a little bit with my map, which I admit was definitely a mistake.
The Lovebirds features Issa Rae and Kumail Nanjiani as a couple who witness a murder, freak out, and go on the run while looking for answers. The movie has a real chaotic flair to it, and Rae and Nanjiani play that aspect up perfectly. But in addition, the pair have a very natural chemistry.
Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burn.
Their relationship is in a rough spot at the beginning of the story, and they actually break up before we get to the murder plot. As time goes on, the wild things they go through bring them closer together. It's a fun watch containing just the right amount of absurdity while remaining grounded where it counts.
I like them. I don't think they should break up.
Number 97. Her. There's just something about the color in Her. The pastels and soft hues add an extra level of romanticism to the already achingly lovely film. Spike Jonze's sci-fi romance features Joaquin Phoenix as a professional letter writer who falls in love with an AI named Samantha.
Oh God, she's so many things. I guess that's what I love most about her, you know, she isn't just one thing. She's so much larger than that.
Thanks, Theodore.
Phoenix delivers a quieter performance than he's usually known for, and it's lovely. But the real standout of the film is Scarlett Johansson as the voice of Samantha.
We don't really have any photographs of us, and I thought this song could be like a photograph. captures us in this moment in our lives together.
We never see the actress, but her inflections and choices make it feel as though she's more than just a disembodied voice. Her chemistry with Phoenix comes through loud and clear. This, in turn, makes the story as a whole feel extra credible, elevating the finished product.
Where are you going?
It'd be hard to explain. But if you ever get there, come find me. Nothing would ever pull us apart.
Number 96, Edward Scissorhands. Snow never seemed so romantic. Tim Burton's Edward Scissorhands is an unexpectedly tender film. Edward, a Frankenstein's monster-like creature with scissors for hands, is informally adopted by a family and develops feelings for Kim, the daughter.
How about it, Edward? Is there some special lady in your life?
The film has all the style and panache of a Burton movie, but the core story is one of great love and loneliness. Edward and Kim find a connection that's not based on superficiality, but something a bit deeper and more special. Of course, this movie comes with a side of tragedy, but that doesn't take away from its romantic soul.
I love you.
Number 95, Punch Drunk Love. Who would have thought that Adam Sandler could embody a true blue romantic lead? The answer is Paul Thomas Anderson, apparently. And it's a good thing. In Punch Drunk Love, Sandler plays the socially anxious Barry, who falls for Lena, played by Emily Watson.
I'm going to Hawaii on Friday.
Hawaii? I was thinking about going there.
Really?
I was thinking about going there on business.
Well, if you're going to go...
I'm probably not going to go, though.
Oh, that's too bad, because it's so great over there, and if you were there, we could say hello to each other.
Throughout the movie, we get to go beneath the surface of Sandler's funny guy shtick in order to effectively unpack themes of isolation. Meanwhile, the romance that unfolds between the characters is an odd one, but that works to the story's advantage.
So you bought all that pudding so that you could get frequent flying?
I know, yes.
That's insane.
I'm guessing it was a mistake, but taking advantage of it while it's offered.
Indeed, their strange, delightful interactions have an intoxicating feel that's hard to let go of. When they come together at the end, we can't help but root for them.
If you could just give me that much time, I think I can get enough mileage to go with you wherever you have to go, if you have to travel for your work, because I don't ever want to be anywhere without you.
Number 94, Bright Star. All hail Jane Campion, queen of eroticism and romance. Bright Star, despite its PG rating, is no exception in her stellar catalog.
It is an experience beyond thought. Poetry soothes and emboldens the soul to accept mystery.
I love mystery.
The 2009 film spotlights poet John Keats' romance with Fanny Braun in the years prior to his death. Campion delights in the longing romance of Keats' poetry, and the cinematography evokes a sensuality that's intoxicating.
Touch has a memory.
I know it.
The camera noticeably focuses on the small touches between Keats and Fanny, with each one seeming more prolonged and romantic than the last. And that's saying nothing of the main pair, portrayed by Ben Whishaw and Abby Cornish, who have a rapport for the ages. All that, mixed with the poignant script, makes for an emotional watch.
Wake forever. In a sweet unrest.
Number 93, It's a Wonderful Life. Now, we know what you're thinking. It's a Wonderful Life is mostly remembered as a Christmas movie, not necessarily a great romance, but we'd like to bring up a counterpoint. The love between George and Mary is out of this world.
You want the moon? Just say the word and I'll throw a lasso around it and pull it down. Hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'll give you the moon, Mary.
Every moment between them is electric, but our favorite is probably the scene where they finally get together. In the days before speakerphone, a conversation with a mutual friend calls for some close quarters.
We can both hear. Come here. We're listening, Sam.
Well, look, I have a big deal coming up that's going to make us all rich.
Watching their eyes drawn to each other like magnets, the power passing between them is palpable. It's a perfect encapsulation of what makes this 1946 classic so great, even without the heartwarming holiday fare.
Here they come! Here they come!
Number 92, Annie Hall. If you trace a line backwards from the romantic comedies of today, you can arguably follow it straight to Annie Hall.
The medium enters in as a condition of the art form itself.
Well, to me, I mean, it's all instinctive, you know? I mean, I just try to feel it.
There are several other important stops along the way, to be sure, but there's also no denying this 1977 work is a seminal text for so many filmmakers, and its nuanced love story still holds up.
I mean, love is too weak a word for. I love you. You know, I loathe you. I love you.
No.
With two F's, yes. I have to invent.
The story centers on Alvy, who attempts to decipher and examine his prior breakup with a woman named Annie Hall, portrayed spectacularly by Diane Keaton. The script is funny, fresh, and was contemporary for the time, offering a new take on relationships between men and women.
But the thing is, I mean, since our discussions here, I feel I have a right to my own feelings. I think you would have been happy because I really asserted myself.
Number 91, Trainwreck. When we first heard that Amy Schumer was going to pen and be in a film loosely based on her life, we expected it to be a hilarious romp. Trainwreck definitely brings the humor, but it also contains a tender romance.
Do you like me?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I really like you. So we should be a couple.
No. I have plans.
Schumer plays a woman, also named Amy, who falls in love with Bill Hader's Dr. Aaron Connors. She likes Aaron, but has a hard time not screwing things up at every turn.
What do you want me to say? We're just having a fight. You insulted me, and we'll talk about it and we'll work through it.
What's wrong with you that you want to be with me? I'm a drinker.
I don't care.
I've been with a lot of guys.
I don't care.
The whole thing is funny and moving. And the highlight of it all just might be Bill Hader as the romantic lead. His performance ties all the aptly laid out threads together, and it pays off. Not everyone saw that coming, but clearly he and the entire movie is full of surprises.
I really want to impress you. Yeah, I want to show you I can work hard and put myself out there, you know?
No, I got that.
And not be afraid to fail.
No, I got the metaphor.
Number 90, The Proposal. Sandra Bullock is, without question, a rom-com queen, but by the time 2009 rolled around, she hadn't been in a big one in a while. Thankfully, that all changed with the release of The Proposal.
Mr. Gilbertson, the truth is, Margaret and I are just two people who weren't supposed to fall in love, but did.
In it, she's an editor-in-chief who pretends to be engaged to her assistant, brought to life by Ryan Reynolds, to avoid being deported. It's a comedy of errors, and perhaps feels nonsensical at times, but there is a surprisingly soft romance that makes the whole thing believable.
It takes two to make a thing go right. Feel it deep, feel it low. It takes two to make it.
God, I can't see.
Bullock and Reynolds are the perfect pair to pull off the slapstick humor, while bringing the strong chemistry game at the very same time. In other words, The Proposal has a little bit of everything you want in an entertaining rom-com.
Are you supposed to get down on your knee or something?
I'm gonna take that as a yes.
Number 89, There's Something About Mary.
I'm tired of talking about stalkers. Let's talk about you. Are you okay?
Number 88, Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Number 87, The F Word, aka What If.
I'm intentionally being much worse in bed than I actually am so that it can just keep getting better and better forever.
But like very slowly over many, many decades so that we hit our sexual peak in our 90s.
Yeah, that's the plan actually. Is if the last time we have sex is also the best.
Number 86, The Age of Adeline.
All these years, you've lived, but you've never had a life. Please free yourself for Ellis. Stay, Adeline.
I don't know how.
Number 85, Silver Linings Playbook. This acclaimed film taught us to dance. In it, Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence skillfully portray love interests who have been having a hard time, to say the least.
You told your therapist that you were in a superior mental illness category, and you didn't.
Hey, calm down. Hey,
Leave me alone.
can I just explain myself, please?
After Cooper's Pat comes home following a stay at a mental health hospital, his goal is to mend his broken marriage. Lawrence's widowed Tiffany is willing to help make that happen, but she needs assistance winning a dance contest in exchange. Romance ensues, and the tension is evident.
Listen, I don't know what choices you've made, but you gotta deal with it right now, okay? We're in this.
We're in what?
The movie deftly weaves weighty themes of mental health and trauma within this romance in a raw and real way, holding the audience's attention. Hey, it didn't earn 8 Oscar nominations and a Best Actress win for Lawrence by accident.
You love me?
Yeah, I do.
Number 84, Alex Strangelove.
Look, Alex, I really don't...
Number 83, The Wedding Planner.
You said, Steve, would you like to dance?
And even if I did, I'm not the one who's engaged.
It was a dance. Hoop-de-doo. It didn't mean anything.
Then why'd you almost kiss me?
Number 82, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Would you be my boyfriend for 5 minutes?
What?
Him? Okay, just be cool. Just be cool. Just please, just go with it, okay?
Number 81, Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I'm not gonna let anyone put me in a cage.
I don't want to put you in a cage. I want to love you.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Number 80, Queen and Slim. You've heard of Bonnie and Clyde, but what about Queen and Slim? Melina Matsoukas' 2019 directorial film debut follows 2 people who commit a crime in self-defense and flee.
You all okay? You seem jumpy.
No, we're fine. We just, we took a wrong turn somewhere and got lost.
The duo, named Queen and Slim, hardly know each other, having just met on a date before the incident. As the film goes on and their circumstances become more dire, they fall in love.
I'll never let go of your hand.
The movie is bleak and quite distressing, tackling issues of race and injustice, but the romance between its central characters gives it a dreamlike quality that's impossible to ignore. Actors Daniel Kaluuya and Jodie Turner-Smith ride the road of the characters' ever-changing relationship together straight to love, and it's an important watch.
Look, I ain't gonna bend the world. As long as my lady remembers me fondly, that's all I need.
Number 79, Friends with Benefits.
Look, I can live without ever having sex with you again. It'd be really hard. Hey, I want my best friend back because I'm in love with her.
Number 78, Date Night.
We could still fool around.
Only if you're into it. I mean...
No, I would love to. Let me just, get the buzz.
Yeah, okay, you know what? No, it's... honey, I'm totally fine if we don't.
Number 77, Made in Manhattan.
There's something you don't know, okay? Oh God, how do I tell you this? Look, the first time that you saw me, I was...
You were mesmerizing.
Number 76, Singin' in the Rain.
But I'm content. The angels must have sent you, and they meant you just for me.
Number 75, Amélie. Paris has been called the city of love, so it's no wonder this French film became so associated with it.
La douceur de la lumière, ce petit parfum dans l'air, la rumeur tranquille de la ville. Elle inspire profondément et la vie lui paraît alors si simple et si limpide qu'un élan d'amour, comme un désir d'aider l'humanité entière, la submerge tout à coup.
Amélie follows its titular character around Paris as she makes it her life's work to bring joy to everyone around her. In the process, she sometimes forgets about her own loneliness, but that all changes when she acts on her attraction to a man named Nino.
C'est vous? Si, c'est vous, ça.
The relationship between the pair is quite sweet, but the film exudes pure romantic energy even outside of that central couple. Indeed, Amélie takes pleasure in the little things, like creme brulee and stone skipping on water. In Paris, and in this story, romance is everywhere. Number 74, Lost in Translation.
Does it get easier?
No. Yes. It gets easier.
Oh, yeah? Look at you.
Thanks.
Number 73, Sabrina.
If David were here now, you'd expect him to kiss you, wouldn't you? Here's a kiss from David.
Number 72, The Wedding Singer.
Could be the man who grows old with you. I wanna grow with you.
Number 71, The Sound of Music.
I don't remember anymore. Your face is all red. Is it? I don't suppose I'm used to dancing.
Number 70, Harold and Maude. Their relationship is unconventional to say the least, but that doesn't make it any less lovely.
I love you. I love you.
Oh, Harold. That's wonderful. Go and love some more.
This 1971 cult classic tells the story of Harold, whose greatest passion in life is death despite his young age. He meets the much older Maude at a funeral for someone who was unknown to him, a regular occurrence, and the two have an instant connection. Harold, taken with Maude's love for life, eventually falls for her.
You sure have a way with people.
Well, they're my species.
It's a strange story, and one that wasn't well received by many at the time. But as the years have gone by, audiences have started to recognize the romance inherent in Harold and Maude. The two find love despite all odds, and learn important lessons along the way.
You see, Harold, I feel that much of the world's sorrow comes from people who are this, yet allow themselves to be treated as that.
Number 69, You've Got Mail.
Don't cry. Shop girl. Don't cry.
I wanted it to be you. I wanted it to be you so bad.
Number 68, If Beale Street Could Talk.
It was no surprise to me when I finally understood that he was the most beautiful person I had seen in all my life.
Number 67, Brooklyn.
Someone who has no connection with the past. Someone who's only yours. And you'll realize that this is where your life is.
Number 66, The Half of It.
I'll see you in a couple years.
Number 65, Moonstruck. 1980s Cher and a young, attractive Nicolas Cage. What more could audiences ask for?
I'm in love with you.
Snap out of it!
In 1987, director Norman Jewison gave the people what they wanted with Moonstruck. Cher is Loretta, a young widow who's found love again in the form of Johnny, played by Danny Aiello. When he takes off to see his mom before she passes, Loretta is tasked with convincing his estranged brother, Cage's Ronnie, to come to their wedding. But when these two meet, sparks fly off the screen immediately.
Where are you taking me?
To the bed.
Oh, God. Okay, I don't care. Take me to the bed.
Cher and Cage's characters have such a wacky connection. You wouldn't think they would work together, but something about their shared intensity and originality is magic. That, and the film's well-executed premise, make it a winner.
Do you love him, Loretta? Ma, I love him awful.
Oh, God, that's too bad.
She loves me.
Number 64, Grease. Number 63. 4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Is it still raining? I hadn't noticed.
The truth of it is, I've loved you from the first second I met you. You're not suddenly going to go away again, are you?
No. I might drown, but otherwise, no.
Number 62. Atonement. Number 61. How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Take the lady's luggage back to her place. She has alternate transportation.
You call my bluff?
You bet I am.
Number 60. About Time. If you could travel back in time and bolster your love life, would you? You'd probably give it a try. But if there's anything to take from About Time, it's that living life in the moment is the best option.
How long will I love you? As long as stars are above you. Longer if I can.
The film follows Tim, who can go back to the past, and does so to improve his luck with women, among other things. He meets and falls in love with Mary, with wacky time travel-related hijinks occurring along the way.
And he never loses. You don't think he's gonna win, and then he just pulls something out of the bag, and would you know, he wins again.
As their life together progresses, Tim starts to experience the consequences of time travel, as a moving father-son storyline is explored. It's a tough lesson to learn, but he eventually decides to live in the present, happy with his family. What could be more romantic?
I just try to live every day as if I've deliberately come back to this one day, to enjoy it, as if it was the full, final day of my extraordinary, ordinary life.
Number 59. From Here to Eternity. Number 58. To All the Boys I've Loved Before.
Hi.
There's no one like you, Cody.
Number 57. The Fault in Our Stars.
All of our labors will be returned to dust. And I know that the sun will swallow the only earth we will ever have. And I am in love with you. Sorry.
Number 56. Serendipity.
Well, now every time you go past an old bookstore, you're gonna have to go inside and see if it's there.
This is just wrong. You don't just have the most incredible night of your life with the perfect stranger and then leave it all to chance, do you? Do you?
Number 55. Love Actually.
I thought you didn't know my name. Of course I do.
To us, you are perfect. Love Actually wasn't necessarily a slam dunk with all the critics when it was released, but for audiences, it was basically an instant attraction.
As coisas são muito claras para mim. Não preciso de prova.
The movie follows a slew of different, semi-interlocking storylines, most having to do with love around the holidays, with rom-com staples like Hugh Grant and Colin Firth, and established greats like Alan Rickman and Emma Thompson starring. It's no wonder everyone fell hard. There's heartbreak, laughter, and, of course, plenty of love. The movie has been dubbed a holiday classic over the years, and even if it's not your favorite of all time, you probably can't help but smile whenever it's on.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Number 54. The Bodyguard.
And I will always love you.
Number 53. The Bridges of Madison County.
I'll only say this once. I've never said it before. But this kind of certainty comes but just once in a lifetime.
Number 52. The Apartment.
Did you hear what I said, Miss Kubelik? I absolutely adore you.
Shut up and deal.
Number 51. The Shape of Water.
He sees me for what I am,
as I am. He's happy to see me. Every time.
Number 50, Brief Encounter. Sometimes the most romantic movies involve the tragedy of heartbreak.
I want to die. If only I could die.
If you died, you'd forget me. I want to be remembered.
Yes, I know I do too.
Brief Encounter spotlights Celia Johnson and Trevor Howard as two people who have a random run-in at a train station. They spend some time together and quickly feel an attraction to one another. The only problem? They're both married to other people.
How often did you decide that you were never going to see me again?
Several times a day.
So did I. I love you. I love your wide eyes, the way you smile, and your shyness.
The film has a dark, almost stormy feel to it, with cinematography that notably uses the smoke of the train station to its advantage. It gives the story an overall doomed quality, and you just know there's no way these two will end up together. It's unbelievably sad, but a beautiful portrait of love nonetheless.
It is true for you, isn't it? This overwhelming feeling we have for each other. It's as true for you as it is for me, isn't it?
Yes, it's true.
Number 49, Jerry Maguire.
You complete me. And I just had...
Shut up. Just shut up. You had me at hello.
Number 48, While You Were Sleeping.
Well, good night. So I'll see you when I see you.
Number 47, The English Patient.
You're wearing the thimble.
Of course. You idiot. I always wear it. I've always worn it. I've always loved you.
Number 46, Love and Basketball.
I'll play you.
What?
One game, one-on-one.
For what?
Your heart.
Number 45, Palm Springs.
At least in here, we get to be together.
You have lost your mind.
Is that so bad? That's what love is all about. Don't be so afraid of it.
Andy Samberg showed us all he had romantic lead talents in Celeste and Jesse Forever, but he took things up a notch in this part science fiction, part romantic comedy film, proving he's still the guy for the job.
I could survive just fine without you, you know. But there's a chance that this life can be a little less mundane with you in it.
Palm Springs climbs out of Groundhog Day's shadow, following a romance between two people trapped in a time loop on the day of a wedding. Samberg stars alongside Kristen Milioti, and both actors get their time to shine. But the best parts come when our heroes are trying to get out of the time loop together. They're both adept at playing the full spectrum of silly to serious, and littering that with romance along the way.
I'd rather die with you than live in this world without you. Emphatic period.
Number 44, Carol.
Would you like to come visit me this Sunday?
Yes.
What a strange girl you are.
Why?
Flung out of space.
Number 43, His Girl Friday.
I suppose I proposed to you.
Well, you practically did, making goo-goo eyes at me for 2 years until I broke down. Oh, Walter. And I still claim I was tight the night I proposed to you. If you'd have been a gentleman, you'd have forgotten all about it, but not you. You're losing your eye. You used to be able to pitch better than that.
Number 42, A Star is Born.
Hey.
What?
I just want to take another look at you.
Number 41, Always Be My Maybe.
Sasha Tran, can I hold your purse for you?
That was the bad version?
It was good. You liked it?
I loved it.
Kiss already.
Number 40, 13 Going on 30. We'd like to formally request Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo in more romantic comedies, please.
You want to know a secret?
Yeah.
You're the sweetest guy I've ever known.
13 Going on 30 is all about Jenna Rink, a 13-year-old who longs to be 30, flirty, and thriving. When her wish suddenly comes true, she, now portrayed by Garner, has to handle all that comes with adulthood. That includes repairing her relationship with childhood friend Maddie, played by Ruffalo.
I don't know anything about you. All right? I haven't seen you since high school.
What?
We're not friends anymore, Jenna.
In the years Jenna missed, the two had a falling out, but she's determined to fix things. You can see where this is going. Of course, love blooms. Garner's masterful performance is full of comedy and tenderness. Plus, she and Ruffalo have a wonderfully sweet rapport that brings the script to heartwarming life.
Jenna, I've always loved you.
Number 39, The Holiday.
You know, I've never been to England. I've never been to Europe.
No?
If I come over there, will you go out with me on New Year's Eve?
Number 38, Definitely Maybe.
I really thought you would have heard through the intercom and let us in, or run down the stairs and say...
Number 37, Crazy Rich Asians.
I know this is a far throw from A Hidden Paradise. But wherever you are in the world, that's where I belong.
But I...
Number 36, The Philadelphia Story.
But I hope to make it up to you by going through with it now as originally planned.
But I hope to make it up to you by going beautifully through with it now, as originally and most beautifully planned.
Number 35, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. We couldn't leave out the highest grossing romantic comedy ever in the United States, now could we?
Why? Why do you love me?
Because I came alive when I met you.
In 2002, My Big Fat Greek Wedding delighted audiences everywhere, and for good reason. Nia Vardalos is Tula, a young woman of Greek descent who embarks on a romance with Ian, who's white and Protestant.
Mr. Portcullis, cheese straw and nasty.
Τζάνε, όταν οι Έλληνες γράφαν φιλοσοφία, εσείς ακόμα καρεμόσασταν απ' τα τέλη.
Likes you.
Cultures clash as she tries to introduce him to her family's world, making for a lot of fun, a little conflict, and a whole lot of romance. Vardalos' portrayal is wildly relatable and endearing, and we'd be remiss not to praise John Corbett's performance as Ian. Plus, the story itself is just plain entertaining. Put it all together, and you get a rom-com that's been winning people over for decades.
Okay, here tonight we have apple and orange. We all different, but in the end, we all fruit.
Number 34, Pretty Woman.
So what happened after he climbed up the tower and rescued her?
She rescues him right back.
Number 33, Love, Simon.
Are you disappointed that it's me? No.
Number 32, Crazy Stupid Love.
Do you remember me? Still find me attractive?
Yes.
Still want to take me home?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Number 31, Say Anything. Number 30, 500 Days of Summer. Just because the main couple doesn't end up together doesn't mean the story isn't romantic. In fact, in this case, that might be the very reason it endures.
Tom was right.
No.
Yeah, I did. I did. It just wasn't me that you were right about.
In 500 Days of Summer, we run the entire course of Tom and Summer's relationship and post-breakup lives in non-linear fashion. We see things mainly through his perspective as he attempts to process what went wrong. But watching the events of the film play out, it's clear to the audience that Tom's recollection is heavily biased.
No, I think you're just remembering the good stuff. Next time you look back, I really think you should look again.
Despite the happy moments they shared, the pair was never going to work. And isn't that often what happens in real life?
I really do hope that you're happy.
Number 29, Bridget Jones's Diary.
I like you. Very much.
Apart from the smoking, and the drinking, and the vulgar mother, and the verbal diarrhea.
No, I like you very much. Just as you are.
Number 28, Call Me By Your Name.
Call me by your name and I'll call you by mine. Ellie.
Number 27, The Way We Were.
Your girl is lovely, Hubble. Why don't you bring her for a drink when you come?
I can't.
I know.
Number 26, Notting Hill.
I'm also just a girl. Standing in front of a boy. Asking him to love her.
Number 25, Ever After.
What is that phrase you use? Oh, yes. Once upon a time.
There have been a number of Cinderella adaptations, some better than others. When it comes to 1998's Ever After, there is a strong argument that it's one of, if not the best.
You swim alone, climb rocks, rescue servants. Is there anything you don't do?
Fly.
What makes it so great is how it turns the usual interpretation of Cinderella on its head. There's no magic in this tale, just love and a whole lot of heart.
A bird may love a fish, signore, but where would they live?
Then I shall have to make you wings.
It stars Drew Barrymore as a woman named Danielle. Just like the Cinderella we know, Danielle plays servant to her stepmother and stepsisters and falls in love with a prince. But the story has a much-needed feminist bent, with the relationship between Danielle and her prince unfolding in a real and respectful manner. We love to see it.
You, sir, are supposed to be charming.
And we, princess, are supposed to live happily ever after.
Number 24, Moulin Rouge.
You're gonna be bad for business, I can tell.
Number 23, The Big Sick.
Supportive. Okay, that's a common misconception. But yelling anything at a comedian is considered heckling. Heckling doesn't have to be negative.
So if I yelled out like, "You're amazing in bed," that'd be a heckle?
Yeah, it would be an accurate heckle.
Number 22, It Happened One Night.
What are you going to do?
It's a system all my own.
Number 21, Sleepless in Seattle.
Shall we?
Number 20, In the Mood for Love. It's interesting that one of the greatest romantic stories of all time involves almost no physical contact between its leads. But the intimacy between Maggie Cheung and Tony Leung's characters in The Mood for Love is one of the most sensual things committed to screen. The pair stars as two people whose respective partners begin to cheat on them with one another. What starts off as an innocent bond over the betrayal soon develops into deep feelings.
我以為自己冇嘢嘅，但我開始擔心你老公幾時會返，最好唔好返添。
Will the two start an affair of their own? Will they find their way to each other and end up together in the end? The answer to both of those questions is no. But that doesn't stop the tragic love story from holding immense appeal. Number 19. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Do I know you?
If you could erase a relationship from your mind, would you do it? That's the question at the heart of Eternal Sunshine.
I can't see anything that I don't like about you.
But you
right
will.
Now, I can't.
But you will. You know, you will think of things, and I'll get bored with you and feel trapped because that's what happens with me.
Okay.
There's a number of ways to read the premise of this film. It could be about two people who are destined to be together, but need a little push. Or it could be about two people who are fundamentally wrong for each other, ignoring all the signs they should move on. However you interpret it, though, there's no denying that Eternal Sunshine gorgeously plays with memory, and the idea of love lost in a melancholic yet endearing way.
This is it, Joel. It's gonna be gone soon.
I know.
What do we do?
Enjoy it.
Number 18. Moonlight. Sometimes a movie comes out that defines a filmmaking generation. Moonlight felt like one of those movies.
You're the only man that's ever touched me. You're the only one.
It follows a young black man, Chiron, throughout his life, from childhood to adulthood. Over the course of the story, he deals with abuse in his family, as well as confusion surrounding his own sexuality and ideas about gender roles. He also has significant interactions with someone named Kevin.
I want to do a lot of things that don't make sense. I didn't say it don't make sense.
Granted, the Oscar-winning film is mostly about the protagonist discovering his own identity, but the way writer-director Barry Jenkins captures the intimacy between Chiron and Kevin makes for some of the most romantic shots of the last decade. This enriches the already magnetic material, giving us a masterful tale about love and acceptance in all its forms.
Like, I'm tired as hell right now, man. And I ain't making no more than shoe money, but I ain't got no worries, man.
Number 17. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Portrait of a Lady on Fire is one of those films that's passionate in every sense of the word. It's about Marianne, a painter who is hired to create a portrait of a woman, Eloise, prior to the latter's wedding. Throughout the course of events, the two women form a deep romantic bond.
Pour qui est-ce? Pour moi. À présent, vous pouvez reproduire cette image à l'infini.
Writer-director Céline Sciamma's project is filled with lingering looks and hidden glances that are nothing short of captivating. But make no mistake, this isn't merely a story of repression. Instead, it's about how freeing it can be to let go of the restraints placed on us, even if only for a time. The truth that comes with the heart-wrenching ending only drives that point home more. Number 16. La La Land. Some of the most romantic movies of the golden age of Hollywood are musicals. La La Land takes the color and joy of those iconic moving pictures and paints them over a modern sensibility.
And maybe this appeals to someone not in heels, or to any girl who feels there's some chance for romance.
Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling bring Mia and Seb, struggling artists in Los Angeles, to vivid life. The two strike up a messy, real, entrancing relationship, but career paths and circumstances drive them apart.
You gotta give it everything you got. Everything. It's your dream.
What are you gonna do?
I gotta follow my own plan, stay here.
The story ends on a bittersweet note, with Mia and Seb seeing each other years later, both wildly successful. What follows is one of the greatest montages in recent memory, as we essentially get a dream ballet of what their lives could have looked like together. It's equal parts romantic and devastating, just like the film itself. Number 15, A Walk to Remember. This one goes out to 2000s teenagers everywhere. One of the earlier Nicholas Sparks adaptations, A Walk to Remember was a massive box office hit.
Do you love me?
While some might call its sincerity trite, we think the earnestness on display is what makes it work so well. The movie sees Mandy Moore as Jamie, a reverend's daughter who gets involved with Rebel Landon, played by Shane West, when he's forced to join the school play.
Sing to me of the plans that you have for me over again.
Feelings soon develop, but things take a turn for the worse when he learns she has terminal cancer. He basically spends the rest of her time trying to make her dreams come true, and it's as poignant as you'd imagine.
Jamie and I had a perfect summer together. With more love than lots of people know in a lifetime. And then she went, with her unfailing faith.
Pass the tissues, please. Number 14, Roman Holiday. Audrey Hepburn and Gregory Peck gallivanting around Italy. Who can ask for anything more?
Say, you know, you were great back there.
You weren't so bad yourself.
Roman Holiday is one of the quintessential romantic comedies of 1950s Hollywood, but this movie's secret weapon is its bittersweet ending. Peck stars as Joe, a journalist who sets out to get a story on Hepburn's Princess Anne. What starts off as a job, however, quickly turns into more.
Work now. Today's going to be a holiday.
But you don't want to do a lot of silly things.
Don't I?
The two, joined by his photographer friend Irving, traverse around the city of Rome, gradually falling more and more in love. But sadly, all good things must end. Still, Joe nixes the story, his feelings for Anne winning out. And although they can't be together, they'll always have Rome. Thankfully, so will we.
We believe that your Highness's faith will not be unjustified.
I am so glad to hear you say it.
Number 13, Ghost. It's difficult to make an erotic hit when one of the lead characters can't physically touch the other for much of the runtime, but don't underestimate the power of Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze. Also, pottery. Never underestimate the power of pottery. We know he's alive in that scene, but still.
Wait for me, I'll be coming home, wait for me.
After Sam is killed, he returns as a ghost to help his girlfriend Molly to figure out what happened. There's a lot of mystical elements at play, including Whoopi Goldberg as a psychic, and they add an exciting, fresh layer to the story.
So where is he? I can't see him, I can only hear him.
I'm right here.
That doesn't help, Sam.
Of course, there's also plenty to be said about Swayze and Moore's on-screen bond. Their characters' final goodbye alone has us weeping. Whoever said romance and fantasy don't mix wonderfully?
I love you, Molly. I've always loved you.
Ditto.
Number 12, Brokeback Mountain.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Then why don't you?
Brokeback Mountain follows the romantic relationship between Jack and Ennis, two cowboys who meet in 1960s Wyoming. Their physical and emotional bond is strong, but self-loathing and society threaten to keep them apart.
It's nobody's business but ours.
You know I ain't queer.
Me neither.
As the movie goes on, it becomes apparent that a happy ending is not in the cards for these men. Stars Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger give achingly poignant performances, while the script reflects the deeply personal consequences of oppression. By the time the credits roll, we're left with a gut-wrenching feeling in our hearts that we can't shake. But no matter how many times its ending breaks our hearts into pieces, we'll always come back.
Sometimes I miss you so much I can hardly stand it.
Number 11, The Princess Bride.
Is this a kissing book?
Wait, just wait.
When's it get good?
Keep your shirt on, let me read.
Everyone loves a good adventure story, and some of the best adventure stories have a romantic heart at their center. For as silly and swashbuckling as The Princess Bride can get, it never loses sight of that fact. The romance between Wesley and Buttercup might initially strike you as slightly trite, Like the grandson in his bed, you may feel like skipping the kissing and getting to the action, but as the movie goes on, the electricity between Cary Elwes and Robin Wright's characters slowly pulls you to the couple's side.
This is true love. Think this happens every day?
By the end, just like the grandson, you too won't really mind sitting through those swooning romance scenes. If you're like us, you'll enjoy them so much the movie will become a comforting go-to.
I will never doubt again.
There will never be a need.
Number 10. 10 Things I Hate About You.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
10 Things I Hate About You is more than just your average teen comedy. It's the movie that gave us Heath Ledger as a certified heartthrob, for one thing.
Well, maybe you're not afraid of me, but I'm sure you've thought about me naked, huh?
Am I that transparent? I want you. I need you. Oh, baby, oh, baby.
Ledger's portrayal of Patrick is just part of the equation. There's also his dynamic with Julia Stiles' Kat, which is caustic, sexy, and utterly delightful. And the story of these two outcasts coming together will always be timeless.
9:30, right? No, I'm early.
Whatever, I'm driving.
Now, 10 Things is full of comedy, to be sure, but watching as Patrick sings Frankie Valli, Kat recites her poem, and the couple's heartwarming reunion at the end, we can't help but be swept away. That's because at the end of the day, what drives the story and takes it to the next level is love.
Really?
It's not every day you find a girl who'll flash someone to get you out of detention.
Number 9. Dirty Dancing.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
It's been well documented by this point that Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze didn't always get along on the set of this 1987 classic. However, what's also well documented is the fact that this translated to pure magnetic passion on screen. Dirty Dancing is a coming-of-age story that defined a generation, and one of the sexiest movies of all time. Grey plays Baby, a teenage dreamer who develops feelings for Johnny, the dance teacher at the establishment she and her family visit over the summer. The film has everything: forbidden love, a beautiful location, great songs, and 2 stars at the top of their game. We certainly had the time of our lives.
It's a truth, and I owe it up to you.
Number 8. Romeo and Juliet. It's a classic, but with a twist. Before he was the king of the world in Titanic, Leonardo DiCaprio was playing one of the most identifiable romantic characters of all time.
Romeo. Oh, Romeo. Wherefore art thou Romeo?
In Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet, he stars opposite Claire Danes in a modern yet traditional take on the Bard's well-known play. He and Danes have an amazing connection, right up to the film's inevitable tragic end. Just try to watch that meet-cute through the fish tank without a huge grin on your face. Go on, try. We dare you.
And have my lips, isn't that they have took?
Sin from my lips? O trespass sweetly urged, give me my sin again.
They also make their characters feel real, allowing audiences to really believe in the love story. Of course, the whole thing is bolstered by Luhrmann's flawless vision. In other words, the 1996 flick is a must-watch.
Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say goodnight till it be morrow.
Number 7. West Side Story. In 1961, Jerome Robbins and Robert Wise changed the movie musical game forever with West Side Story.
Tonight, it all began tonight. I saw you and the world went away.
Based on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, the film follows rival gangs, one white, one Puerto Rican, in New York City. Tony, who's on the side of the Jets, and Maria, the sister of the Sharks' leader, end up meeting and falling in love.
So much to believe. You're not making a joke.
I have not yet learned how to joke that way. I think now I never will.
Obviously, tragedy ensues. There have been several iterations of this story on stage and on screen, but we're always drawn back to this one. Everything from its sets, to its beautifully melodramatic performances, to its stunning choreography, evokes romance at its biggest and boldest.
Hold my hand and I'll take you there.
Number 6. The Notebook.
If you're a bird, I'm a bird.
Strange that 2004's The Notebook could make that one of the most romantic lines ever, but that's what happened. It follows Noah and Allie, two lovers from opposite worlds, through their lives together, apart, and back together again. This film could have been a just okay adaptation of a Nicholas Sparks novel, but then came Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams.
I want all of you, forever. You and me, every day.
The spark between their characters is undeniable from the moment they meet. Whether they're fighting, which happens quite often, or kissing, which also happens quite often, every movement between them is charged with passion. The couple's happy ending, mixed in with the bittersweet sadness of the film's final act, only solidifies its place as one of the best.
Do you think our love could take us away together?
I think our love can do anything we want it to.
Number 5. Pride and Prejudice. Of course we needed to include an adaptation from Jane Austen, one of the absolute masters of romantic fiction. And Pride and Prejudice might be her best work.
I thought the poetry was the food of love.
Of a fine stout love it may. But if it is only a vague inclination, I'm convinced one poor sonnet will kill it stone dead.
So what do you recommend to encourage affection?
Dancing. Even if one's partner is barely tolerable.
This film version, directed by Joe Wright, gives us Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Bennet and Matthew Macfadyen as the grumpy yet endearing Mr. Darcy. When the story starts, these two have no interest in each other. But as their titular pride and prejudice start to fade away, the pair falls deeply in love.
Most ardently. Please do me the honor of accepting my hand.
We all know that Austen has written some of the most romantic lines in literary history, and this movie crucially puts the most pivotal ones to good use, with Knightley and Macfadyen knocking their readings out of the park. Its power is virtually unmatched.
You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love, and love, and love you. I never wish to be parted from you from this day on.
Number 4. Titanic.
I'll never let go. I promise.
We'll never let go of this movie as one of the most romantic ever. Before Titanic was released in 1997, plenty of people thought it was going to be a major flop. The production was so tumultuous, there was no way it could be anything else, right? Wrong.
So you want to go to a real party?
The film is an absolute masterpiece, and what Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio accomplish will go down in cinematic history. The relationship between Rose, an unhappy girl from a privileged background, and Jack, a dreamer from the wrong side of the tracks, is one of the most indelible romances ever committed to screen. Not to mention the pure production value on display. Titanic is, in the simplest terms, epic in every regard.
When this ship docks, I'm getting off with you.
This is crazy.
I know. It doesn't make any sense. That's why I trusted.
Number 3. Before Sunset. When it comes to portraying enduring romance, Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke have it down.
Yeah, what was I supposed to say? That I remember the wine in the park and us looking up at the stars fading away as the sun came up.
The Before trilogy, which includes bookends Before Sunrise and Before Midnight, is one of the most romantic of all time. But our favorite movie in the bunch comes in the middle.
You can never replace anyone because everyone is made of such beautiful, specific details.
Set 9 years after Jesse and Celine's one romantic night in Vienna, Before Sunset sees the couple finally reuniting. It's pure wish fulfillment. Everyone wants to know what happened to the one that got away, wants to know what could have been. In Before Sunset, our characters get to live out that fairy tale, and it's done absolutely impeccably.
Baby, you are gonna miss that plane.
I know.
Number 2. When Harry Met Sally. Since 1989, there have been a plethora of wonderful modern romantic comedies, but the best in the bunch came out that year, and remains practically impossible to beat.
Yes! Oh! 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 Oh, God.
When Harry Met Sally features Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal as its titular characters, chronicling their intertwining lives throughout the years. You might not expect it, but their chemistry is some of the best that's ever been seen in a rom-com.
You know, the first time we met, I really didn't like you that much.
I didn't like you.
Yeah, you did.
You were just so uptight then. You're much softer now.
You know, I hate that kind of remark. It sounds like a compliment, but really it's an insult.
Okay, you're still as hard as nails.
His humor plays off her sassiness well, and you can't help but find yourself invested in their story. If you're not crying by the time Harry gives his speech at the New Year's party, you're stronger than us. Nora Ephron's writing, Rob Reiner's direction, the acting, it all hooks us and doesn't let go.
And it's not because I'm lonely, and it's not because it's New Year's Eve. I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Casablanca. Several decades later, Casablanca is still the best romantic film we've ever seen.
Well, I was wondering
Yes.
why I'm so lucky, why I should find you waiting for me to come along.
Humphrey Bogart is Rick, a sullen nightclub owner in the titular city during World War II, and Ingrid Bergman is Ilsa, his long-lost love. Casablanca is about many things, like enduring in the face of fascism and doing the right thing even when it might be difficult. It's also about love, pure and unadulterated, and the things we'll do for someone when we truly care about them.
Inside of us, we both know you belong with Victor. You're part of his work, the thing that keeps him going. If that plane leaves the ground and you're not with him, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your life.
Bogart and Bergman are both brilliant, giving unrivaled performances in a game-changing movie. We'll never forget this one.
No. He's looking at you, kid.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Ms. Mojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.